There comes a moment in every life when the truth rises within us like a whisper from the soul. Life is unbelievably short, and every second carries a weight far greater than we realize. Most people live as if time is something they can bargain with, as if tomorrow is promised, as if life will patiently wait for them to get serious about their purpose. But life is not waiting, it is moving, passing, unfolding, and every moment you breathe is a miracle gifted by the one who created you. When you truly understand how temporary your time on earth is, everything inside you shifts. You begin to see that the real tragedy is not death. The real tragedy is living without awareness, drifting through your days without intention, without gratitude, without God at the center of your choices. Life becomes meaningful the moment you recognize its fragility. Think about it. No one knows how many sunrises they have left, how many conversations they will share, how many chances they will get to forgive, to heal, to grow, to express love, or to honor God with every action. And yet we move through our days as though an infinite supply of time is sitting in our pockets. But the truth is this: your life is a sacred assignment, and you were not sent here to merely exist. You were sent here to awaken, to become conscious of your divine identity, to live with a heart open to God's guidance and presence. When this awareness settles in, fear dissolves. Suddenly the opinions of others lose their power because you realize that none of it will matter in the end. The only thing that will matter is how faithfully you lived, how deeply you loved, and how aligned you stayed with the purpose God placed inside your soul. Life is short, yes, but that is exactly why it is powerful. The brevity of life forces you to look beyond the material world, beyond temporary distractions, and into the eternal truth of your being. You are not here to chase what fades. You are here to anchor yourself in what lasts forever. Every day you wake up is another chance to live consciously. When you breathe with awareness, you begin to sense the divine in everything: the stillness, the movement, the joy, the challenges, even the uncertainties. You begin to recognize that God is not somewhere distant. God is in every breath, every moment, every blessing, every lesson. Life becomes a spiritual experience when you stop sleepwalking through it and allow your soul to lead. The more awake you become, the more you realize that life is not short so it can scare you. Life is short so it can inspire you. It can remind you that every moment matters, every choice matters, every thought matters, and this awareness is not meant to create anxiety. It is meant to create urgency. Urgency to forgive quickly, to love deeply, to let go easily, to live boldly, and to honor God fully. When you acknowledge the brevity of life, you stop postponing your spiritual growth. You stop delaying your dreams. You stop placing your purpose on hold. You begin to live each day with clarity, intentionality, and reverence. You begin to see each moment as a holy opportunity. And that is where true transformation begins. When you live with the understanding that your time is limited, but your soul is eternal. When you live knowing that every day is a priceless gift from God, you start to breathe differently, think differently, and act differently. Life opens, you awaken, and your purpose ignites. When you truly grasp how short life is, you instantly realize that most of the things you worry about are not worth the energy you give them, the weight you carry on your back, the stress, the grudges, the fear, the doubt, the bitterness, the comparisons. These burdens are not meant for your soul. They drain your spirit, distract your mind, and block the flow of divine guidance that is always available to you. When you hold on to what doesn't matter, you sacrifice what does. And the greatest tragedy is waking up one day and realizing you spent your precious life feeding thoughts and emotions that had no value for your soul's journey. Letting go is not weakness, it is spiritual strength. It is the courage to release what blocks your connection to God's peace. It is the decision to stop giving your attention to what steals your joy, your clarity, and your purpose. Life becomes lighter when you release the heavy things you were never meant to carry. The moment you let go of resentment, your heart becomes free. The moment you stop trying to control everything, your mind becomes calm. The moment you release the opinions of others, your spirit becomes unstoppable. The moment you surrender your fears to God, you begin to live from a place of divine trust instead of human worry. So many people spend years trapped in the prison of their own thoughts. They replay old hurts, cling to old memories, and hold on to people who were never meant to stay. But life is too short to keep reliving what God already delivered you from. You cannot move into your next chapter while holding on to pages that no longer belong to your story. Letting go is not about abandoning your past. It's about refusing to let it control your future. It is about choosing peace over pain, purpose over pride, growth over grief. And when you practice letting go, you open the door for manifestation to flow effortlessly. Why? Because the universe responds to the energy you hold. When you carry heaviness, you attract more of it. When you carry faith, clarity, and peace, you attract miracles. God cannot fill hands that are already full. You must release what blocks the blessing before you can receive what is meant for you. Let go of overthinking. Let go of trying to please everyone. Let go of the need to be perfect. Let go of the habit of dimming your light so others feel comfortable. Let go of the guilt that keeps you stuck and the fear that keeps you small. Your soul was created to rise, not to sink. Every time you release something that doesn't serve your highest good, you rise higher into the person God intended you to be. You reclaim your energy. You reclaim your identity. You reclaim your purpose. And slowly you realize that letting go is not losing. Letting go is gaining. It is making space for peace, love, clarity, abundance, and divine alignment. It is the doorway to spiritual freedom. Life is too short to live burdened by things that don't matter. Choose peace. Choose purpose. Choose alignment. Choose God. Because when you let go of what is small, you make room for what is sacred. And that is how your life begins to change. Not by adding more, but by surrendering what was never meant to stay. There comes a deep shift in your life the moment you choose to place God at the very center of everything you think, everything you do, and everything you strive for. The world teaches you to chase noise, validation, possessions, status, and constant achievement. But your soul does not grow in noise. It grows in alignment. And alignment happens when God becomes your source, your anchor, and your direction. When God is at the center, you no longer live life reacting to circumstances. You live guided by purpose, clarity, and inner stillness. Most people spend their lives searching for peace in all the wrong places, in relationships, in money, in recognition, in temporary pleasures. But nothing in this world can give you the kind of peace that flows from a life rooted in God's presence. The world can entertain you, distract you, excite you, disappoint you, but it cannot fulfill you. Fulfillment comes from knowing you are connected to something eternal, something unshakable, something greater than anything money or fame could ever provide. And when you live from that connection, every part of your life begins to transform. Living with God at the center does not mean your life becomes perfect. It means your life becomes purposeful. It means you stop fighting battles that aren't meant for you. It means you stop forcing outcomes that God never designed for you. It means you stop seeking approval from people who cannot see your purpose. Life becomes clearer, quieter, deeper. You begin to recognize divine timing instead of rushing your own. You begin to trust the unfolding instead of panicking at the unknown. You begin to surrender instead of controlling. And in that surrender, you discover a strength far greater than your own. When God is not at the center, the ego takes the throne. And the ego is loud, fearful, desperate, and never satisfied. It constantly demands more attention, more control, more certainty, more validation. When God is at the center, the ego finally becomes silent. You stop needing to prove yourself. You stop comparing yourself. You stop doubting your path. You begin to live from your spirit, not your fear. From your truth, not your insecurity. From your faith, not your circumstances. And here's the powerful truth. God-centered living is the highest form of manifestation. When your desires flow from the soul, not the ego, they align with divine will. They manifest not through force, but through faith. Not through obsession, but through surrender. Not through anxiety, but through trust. You become a magnet for blessings because your heart is in harmony with divine purpose. Your energy shifts. Your frequency rises. You attract opportunities, people, and situations that mirror God's plan for you rather than your own limited understanding. To live with God at the center is to wake up each morning with intention, to pray, to reflect, to give thanks, to set the tone for your day. It is to speak to God before you speak to the world. It is to choose love over anger, peace over chaos, forgiveness over bitterness. It is to ask, is this aligned with God's purpose for me, before making decisions? It is to trust that even when you cannot see the path still exists. When God becomes your focus, the world loses its control over you. The opinions of others fade, the noise quiets, the pressure dissolves. You begin to live from a place of deep spiritual power. And in that place, life no longer happens to you, it happens through you. Because God is guiding every step, every breath, every chapter. And there is no greater way to live. One of the greatest illusions of life is the idea that we have time. Time to begin, time to change, time to forgive, time to pursue dreams, time to align with God. But someday is the biggest thief of destiny. Someday convinces you that you can delay your purpose. Someday keeps you stuck in the same patterns, thinking the perfect moment will arrive. But the truth is simple, there is no perfect moment. There is only the moment God has placed in front of you right now. Every dream you keep postponing is a seed waiting for you to plant it. Every habit you know you must change is a chain waiting for you to break it. Every fear you keep feeding grows stronger the longer you avoid confronting it. And every calling God placed in your heart becomes quieter the more you ignore it. Life moves fast and your destiny cannot unfold while you wait for a sign that is already inside you. You do not need more time. You need more intention, more courage, more faith. Acting today is not about rushing, it is about obeying. It is about honoring the voice within you that says, this matters. When you feel a pull towards something meaningful, healing, forgiving, creating, learning, starting, leaving, growing, that is God calling you forward. Procrastination is not a time issue, it is a fear issue. And fear loses its power the moment you decide to move. Even the smallest step in the right direction has more value than 1,000 perfect plans. Plans don't change your life, action does. People wait for the right mood, the right timing, the right confidence. But confidence comes after action, not before it. Clarity comes after movement, not before it. Strength comes after you decide. If you keep waiting for motivation, you will wait forever. You must choose to act. Even when you don't feel ready, even when fear whispers doubts, even when the path looks uncertain. Because faith requires movement. Faith is not a feeling, it is a decision. Acting today also means confronting the areas of your life that you've been avoiding. The forgiveness you've delayed, the healing you've postponed, the boundaries you have not set, the love you have not expressed, the opportunities you have not taken. These are not small things, they are spiritual obligations. Life is short, and every unspoken word, every unresolved wound, every ignored intuition becomes a weight on your soul. The longer you carry it, the heavier it becomes. When you choose to act today, you declare to God, I trust your timing more than my hesitation. You align yourself with divine flow. You open doors that fear kept closed. You step into the life that was waiting for you all along. And each small action compounds into transformation. One decision to start, one decision to let go, one decision to try again, one decision to rise. This is how lives change, not through massive leaps, but through consistent courage. Someday is a lie. Today is truth, today is power, today is opportunity. Today is the only day you can do anything about your life. So act, move, begin, trust. Because when you use today wisely, God multiplies your efforts in ways you could never imagine, and your future becomes a reflection of the choices you made in the moments you refuse to delay. There is a truth every soul eventually awakens to. The greatest purpose you will ever fulfill on this earth is to love without holding back. Love is the highest vibration, the purest frequency, the closest expression of the divine within you. Life is short, and the only thing that outlives you is the love you gave, the hearts you touched, the lives you uplifted. Yet most people move through life guarded, cautious, afraid to feel too deeply or give too freely, fearing rejection, misunderstanding, or vulnerability. But love was never meant to be rationed. It was meant to be poured out boldly, abundantly, unapologetically. When you hold back your love, you hold back your soul. The human mind fears vulnerability, but the soul thrives in it. Love is not weakness, it is spiritual strength. It is the courage to rise above ego, to see beyond flaws, to choose compassion over judgment, to extend grace where the world prefers retaliation. The greatest manifestation you will ever experience is the transformation that happens within you when you choose to love more, not less. When you choose to speak kindly, even when you could stay silent. When you choose to forgive, even when you could hold a grudge. When you choose to give, even when no one is watching. Loving without holding back does not mean letting yourself be mistreated. It means loving from a place of abundance, not fear. It means recognizing that love is not a transaction, but an expression of who you truly are. When you operate from love, you shift the energy of every space you enter. You inspire others without even trying. You create healing in places where pain once lived. You become a channel through which God's presence flows into the world. There are people in your life right now who need your love more than you realize. Someone needs your patience. Someone needs your understanding. Someone needs your encouragement. Someone needs your kindness. And someone needs to hear the words you've been too hesitant to say. Life is short. Say them. Tell the people you care about that they matter. Tell them you appreciate them. Tell them they are loved. Speak life into others, because one day your words may be the only thing they remember. Love is also the most powerful manifestation energy. When your heart is open, your vibration rises. When your vibration rises, your reality shifts. You attract better, you heal faster, you grow deeper. Blessings flow to a heart that is open, because God moves easily through openness. Closed hearts attract pain, open hearts attract miracles, and every time you choose to love, you align yourself with the highest spiritual frequency that exists. Love yourself too, fully, deeply, unconditionally. Many people give love to others while starving their own soul, but you cannot pour from an empty heart. Treat yourself with tenderness, speak to yourself with kindness, forgive your past, honor your journey, nurture your spirit. When you love yourself, you become a reflection of divine love in human form. Life is short, but love is eternal, and the love you give will echo long after your physical presence leaves this world. So love generously, love fearlessly, love without holding back. Because love is not just something you do, it is the light you become. Every day you are writing the story that will outlive you. Your words, your actions, your choices, your energy, all of it comes the legacy you leave behind. Most people think of legacy as something distant, something reserved for the end of life. But legacy is created in the quiet moments, the small choices, the hidden acts of kindness that no one sees but God. Legacy is not about achievement, it is about impact. It is not about being remembered, it is about making a difference while you are here. Living with a legacy mindset means recognizing that everything you do has an echo. Every time you choose kindness over judgment, you shape your legacy. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you shape your legacy. Every time you choose faith over fear, you shape your legacy. You do not need a platform to influence others. You influence others through the way your spirit shows up in the world. Someone is inspired by your persistence. Someone is strengthened by your resilience. Someone is healed by your compassion. Someone is guided by your example. Legacy is built through presence, not perfection. You were not sent here to impress the world. You were sent to illuminate it. You were sent to raise the vibration of every room you enter. You were sent to lift others higher simply by being aligned with God's purpose in your life. You may never know whose life you touched or whose heart you opened, but every seed you plant has a ripple effect far beyond what you can see. To live with a legacy mindset is to stop waiting for the big moment and start living purposefully in the small ones. Smile at people, encourage strangers, forgive quickly, speak gently, show up sincerely, let your character speak louder than your words. Let your actions reflect your values. Let your spirit be a mirror through which others can see hope, strength, and light. A legacy mindset also means embracing responsibility for the energy you bring to the world. Are you spreading love or negativity? Are you giving life or draining it? Are you building or destroying? Every day is an opportunity to be a blessing. Every day is a chance to honor God by embodying kindness, integrity, and compassion. The greatest legacy anyone can leave is a life that reflects divine love in action. And remember this, legacy is not about how long you live. It is about how fully you live. It is about how courageously you follow your purpose, how fearlessly you show your truth, how generously you give your heart. Life is short, but your influence is limitless when your soul is aligned with God. You may not see the full impact of your life, but others will. And generations after you may be blessed because you chose to live with intention today. Living with a legacy mindset means living each day with awareness, knowing that the choices you make right now shape the world you leave behind. Means asking yourself, what energy do I want my life to represent? And then living that answer with conviction. Because in the end, your legacy is not what you leave for people. Your legacy is what you leave in people. The love, the lessons, the light, the inspiration. Life is short. Leave behind something eternal.